there, people of YouTube land, it's your boy SailorDodo here, and today I'm going to be starting a podcast that I really hope to be consistent with. And my guest for this reoccurring podcast of mine, I don't really have a name for it yet, I'll think of a name afterwards. I'm just kind of going in live because I was eager to do this, but my guest is at UltimateBeing1 on Twitter, or Austin Taylor, Tesoro Lannister, a man of many names, all of which are equally as cute. So why don't you introduce yourself, cute stuff?
Well, hello there. I'm UltimateBeing1, and I'm generally into a lot of things. We're going to be talking about wrestling today, and it's going to be like the worst matches ever, according to Dave Meltzer. So this should be pretty fun.
Yeah, today's topic, we're going to be covering the worst WWE matches of all time, according to Dave Meltzer. We're going to be talking about these matches, whether or not they deserve the horrible ranking, if Dave Meltzer was just being controversial with these rankings, or whether or not they're actual cesspiles of shit, like Fairy Tale. Ha ha! Anime plug, because that show sucks. And many
Garbage.
more. Actual garbage, but that's besides the point. The very first matchup at number 10 that we have is the Royal Family versus Clowns Are Us from Survivor Series 1994. It's got the New Day midgets in it. Yay.
Okay, judging by this, they've got like on the side the Royal Family. I'm assuming these are like some Game of Thrones looking characters or some shit. The guy in the middle they've got on the picture looks like fucking, what's his name from Game of Thrones? The little dwarf guy.
I do know who exactly you're referring to, but sadly I've not seen Game of Thrones, but I know who exactly you're referring to, and I will put up a picture of this legendary actor on screen for the viewers to see later on.
The guy who Peter Dinklage plays, and the guy beside him, yeah, the guy beside him looks like a midget Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, mixed with a little bit of Isaac Yankem, not gonna lie.
Something like that.
And then we got Savio Vega. Yeah, Savio Vega, midget, and then Jerry Jerry Lawler looking up at the stars like, yeah, I'm doing something really fucking good for a change. Like, goddamn. He's looking up at the stars thinking that he's gonna be going to heaven after portraying such a masterpiece of a match that this was. Except, this match was actual fucking shit. It was
minus 2.5 stars.
Pretty worthy of that. What's scarier? Do you think Pennywise the Clown or Clowns Are Us, and watching this match is scarier?
I'd say Clowns Are Us is much scarier than anything from it.
Yeah.
But this match, from the look of it, I mean, there's really no words for it. It looks like something WWE would do today with New Day, though.
Oh, they totally would. Especially, like I said at the start of this, they came out with midgets in frickin' pancake costumes, cosplay. It's just, you would just expect this from WWE now, because it would be one of those things that Michael Cole is like, that's so funny,
Yeah, they're having fun, Michael.
El Torito! Like, they already did this, you know.
Yeah, they'll fucking, instead of, like, pin the tail on El Torito, it'll be like fucking, let me put the hair on the clown.
Yeah,
put the crown on the dwarf.
That's what it's gonna be, brah. That's what it's gonna be. So, no more ripping material on this match. It just looked terrible. The next match that we have is Jake Roberts versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 5. And first and foremost, the one thing I will say is WrestleMania 5 was a wretched event, all in all. It had a wonderful main event with Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage, which was, up to that point, the best WrestleMania main event we've seen. But this match was literally just Andre the Giant being fucking terrified of a snake for some reason.
Yeah, he's apparently got like a fear of snakes.
I don't know why, but you see him, like, running out like he has explosive diarrhea or some shit, like he's got to get out of there, like, crikey, blimey. It's the most awkward thing, because that's him trying to be fast in the GIF that we're looking at, folks. It's just like he's kind of bending down, but it literally looks like me trying to get to the toilet when I have a stomach virus, and I don't really want to throw up, but yet it's probably going to happen, so I'm rushing there. It's just an awkward experience, but, we all know Andre the Giant has had some bad experiences in the ring, such as having explosive diarrhea again. He shit on Bad News Brown, and that's why Bad News Brown was bound, because when he started out in his career, he was Bad News White. But after that, he had to change his name, which is pretty unfortunate. But do you have anything else to say about this match?
Yeah, and also of Andre, there's no telling what happened to him when he got fucking slammed by Hogan.
Oh yeah, that it just completely.
As we know, Hogan tore like every muscle in his body to slam.
All right, I'm loading the
What's
next.
the next match on this?
We got.
Oh my God! It's
Oh,
the Kennel from Hell.
oh my! For the folks at home that do not know what this match is, boy, you're in for a classic. Al Snow versus the Big Boss Man, Unforgiven, 1999, with a rating of -3 stars. I kind of carried the last segment, so I'll let Austin kind of take over from this because this is my Attitude Era. So you go. Let's see what you have to say.
All right. Basically, this was part of the fucking Al Snow Big Boss Man feud where I believe Big Boss Man killed Al Snow's dog and fed it to him.
I do not remember this, but it would make sense for the program.
The very vicious Attitude Era that we can't talk about today.
Yeah.
But they got the fucking dogs outside the ring. This was just like, it really is one of the worst matches ever. The dogs were like shitting outside of the ring. They weren't doing anything. And they're like trying to have this lame match at the same time. It's like the Punjabi prison. They've got like a cage in the ring, and then there's like a Hell in a Cell over it.
On paper, you think, okay, this doesn't sound inherently that terrible when you think a steel cage instead of Hell in a Cell. You think hardcore. This is the Attitude Era. The Rock, Stone Cold, hardcore tits. Fucking, Degeneration X being latently homosexual with one another. Yeah!
Yeah, and they're like somehow like the coolest ever, but...
I've never understood, like, Shawn Michaels and Triple H wearing G-strings at Christmas, how that made them very cool, but...
Yeah, them fucking pulling their pants down and showing their ass in a thong. Yeah, I'm so impressed. No, thank you. I'll go watch NWO.
Nah, it was fucking melee, but same here. The NWO was just a far more interesting product at the time. This is the bad side of the Attitude Era that not many people want to bring up, because there, of course, like the Attitude Era have amazing moments. Like, yeah, when people think of the Attitude Era, you think of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock. You think of The Undertaker. You think of Vince McMahon being on the top of his game. You think of, like, little early side Triple H. You think of, like, coming in late. You think Kurt Angle with his 3 eyes. Like, what a fucking legend, right? So you have all of this shit coming in, but we also have a whole bunch of shit like pudding matches that we don't want to bring up. But let's face it,
there's also a match coming up later on that is the worst match ever from the Attitude Era.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what that is, but we've got, first and foremost, like I said, we got the pudding matches and shit, except I will say, bitches like that can't wrestle like Carmella should probably just do pudding matches, because at the very least, they're seminal eye candy. I don't really know what to think of Carmella, because she's kind of hot, but she's kind of not at the same time. She's got
I'd really like to see Alexa Bliss in one.
Well, I'd love to see Alexa Bliss and Kairi Sane in a thong match, personally, and the winner has to take the thong off and put it on the head like Oolong did in Dragon Ball. That would be the way that you do it, and the loser has to ship their thong to me so I can sniff it and jerk off with it later in the night, so... Because, you know, that's what we do here on this wrestling podcast.
Like cam model style.
No, like, we're gonna pull it up. Like, I'm gonna put up a picture of a guy named Asshounder on, Chatterbait. Y'all see this guy right now? He's got this freaking panties tied around his neck, and he's looking at you like he's pissed off about something. I don't know what he's pissed off about, but apparently he was having fun later that night with a sex toy. But as a spoiler, you think he's black, so he's got a really big penis? Nah, he's not packing very much. I'd say what I'm packing is equal, if not greater, and I'm notoriously pretty small, and I'm a white boy. So that's that. But the Kennel from Hell.
Yeah, us white boys got problems.
We got problems, but at least we're better than the Asian boys, the yellow boys. But on the downside, it's like I'm not good at maths, so it's kind of like, do you want a dick or do you want maths? And personally, maths would have helped a lot in school. And because I'm a loser that basically talks in this room about professional wrestling, my penis is not very useful, but it is useful in situations because I get to jerk off to fine ladies like Nico Godbin from God Peace.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to say, with you need that mask, it's like fucking Vince McMahon looking at Gary Stride. I'm like, yeah, look at that mask. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Austin, yeah.
And then he's totally not gay. Vince McMahon. He's so straight.
Speaking of gay and straight, tied for 6th place, we have
Oh,
Pat
man.
Patterson versus Gerald Briscoe, King of the Ring 2000,
Ooh,
in an evening gown match.
yes. Two old men cross-dressing, fighting.
We all knew that Pat Patterson wanted to do this match. It was probably his idea. Because for those that
Yeah,
don't
it
know,
actually probably was.
the thing with Pat Patterson that a lot of people don't mention in the WWE is the fact that, yeah, okay, he's gay, and there's nothing wrong with being gay. Like, you know, we've like posted a lot of jokes at like racism, things like that. First and foremost, I will say for some of the viewers, neither Austin or myself, we're not like homophobic, we're not racist in the slightest. We're just two dudes having fun. But
Yeah.
there's a side that they do not want to bring up when it comes to Pat Patterson, is this guy is notorious for being a sexual predator backstage to young talent. There's tons of talent that has gone around just outing this guy as being nothing but a pervert. Like they doing squats in the middle of the ring, and he's like licking his chops like, that's a fine piece.
Apparently, he molested Roddy Piper. I don't know if that's true, but that's rumored.
And also, it could correlate to Roddy Piper's death, because WWE just didn't want anything to fucking do with that, apparently. So it's kind of creepy how that all kind of correlates together.
Yeah.
But Pat Patterson is a guy that has way too much power, and he's kind of a dickbag. It's like, if he was just gay, fine, you know, the first Intercontinental Champion, but there's a lot to this guy that WWE really doesn't want you to know, and it's the fact that, yes, he is pretty much a proven predator at this point. So when WWE praise this guy, take it with a grain of salt. But we have Gerald Briscoe, like this pedophile, and Gerald Briscoe going at it, dressing up like girls, and they're like in their 60s. And apparently this match was just fucking hilarious, according to the commentators.
Oh yeah, and if you watch the match, you'll see the crowd. I don't want to say it's like, it's kind of awkward. They're just like fucking silent the whole time, having no idea what they're watching.
Well, the worst part about it is, before the match even started, they were already chanting like bullshit and things like that. It's just one of those things that's very painful to watch, because from the Attitude Era, like I said, when you had so many awesome things about it, the fans just kind of expected more than watching these two geezers dress up like fucking girls and put on this match from 1971 where superstar Billy Graham and Bruno Sammartino could have gone 1 hour in a headlock. It's pretty much the same fucking pace.
And then Crash Holly hops in the ring like a frog and strips them. So we get to see naked old men, and then he wins the hardcore title.
But here's the thing with Crash Holly. He was Froppy. He was Suyu from My Hero Academia, and that means the match is great because every girl from My Hero Academia is the best.
Yeah.
It's totally not like Froppy's ugly as fuck or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, the greatest of all time.
Unarguably the greatest of all time. Momo a jobber, Uraraka a jobber, that pink girl a jobber. I just need some of that virgin frog pussy, and everything will just, divine. Simply divine.
Yummy.
Alright, it's a French delicacy there, John. That's Suyu pussy.
Well, it may not be French. It may not be French, but looking at the next one, it is Irish.
Oh, boy. So what do we have for the next one? I got to switch tabs here. Finley and
You got Finley and Little Bastard
versus the Boogeyman
and Little Boogeyman.
I think the thing to take away from this is no midgets in wrestling. I think that's sort of the thing that we're kind of getting across here.
This is like the first one that the fucking like dwarves and shit.
And then here we are again with more dwarves in shit. So, I haven't seen this match personally. I haven't, and I'm going to pause the video for 1 second because my brother's getting the bullshit, but we'll be right back. And I'm sorry about that interruption. But, this match literally, like, okay, on the forum it literally says the WLC match between El Torito and Hornswoggle. This must have been equally as cringy. And the worst part about it is I do own No Way Out 2007 on DVD when I was going through a phase where I was doing nothing but collecting wrestling. But I never watched this. But why would I want to watch a match that literally has a midget boogeyman in freaking Little Bastard that apparently was a little asshole backstage?
It's just called Little Bastard Hornswoggle.
Yeah, I don't know why, but It earned a -3 stars. Looks terrible, and it's something that WWE would do during like that Actually, it doesn't seem like they would do it in 2007, but they would totally do it in like 2008, 2009. So this was like a curb step to the PG era, the John Cena burying everybody era.
Yeah.
Let's just fucking hate on Randy Orton now for no reason whatsoever, because I don't get that. It's like, you look at all of his matches, they're all pretty much guaranteed at least 3 stars. At the very least, and they surpass it. Okay, what I'm going to do here, and this is going to piss off a lot of fans here, and I will inform most of these people. Ever since the heel turn, I've loved Shinsuke Nakamura, okay? I do love him as a heel. But as a babyface, this guy put me to sleep, because all of his moves were just kicking. He didn't do anything than kick. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare, like everyone says, oh, Jinder Mahal is a really bad wrestler. Jinder Mahal is not a bad wrestler. I don't know where people get this idea that Jinder Mahal is a really shit wrestler. Not everybody has to be an AJ Styles, okay? They're not obligated to do 630 fucking splashes like Ricochet and goddamn Will Ospreay. It's a completely different scenario. You'd still need muscular guys. It's wrestling. You need powerhouses. So forgive poor Jinder Mahal for not pulling out 450 splashes. He just doesn't need to. But that's another topic for a completely other day. That's true. And the issue with fans didn't give him the respect he deserved back then either with Randy Orton.
Nah, Orton's always... I've said it before, but like, Orton's one of those guys that people are going to fucking like him a lot more after he's gone.
It's really true. That's going to be the case. It's like, well, he's here, and also that's something that I do give him credit for, because, okay, here's John Cena. What's John Cena doing now? What's everybody's beloved John fucking Cena doing now? What does John Cena do when the going gets tough? He hooks up with the skank named Nikki Bella, gets her fucking breast implants. A great role model for children, might I add.
Oh, yeah. We'll fucking dick suck Cena after booing him and hating him for years and years, but not Orton. He's boring. He's fucking terrible, even though fucking John Cena's one of the worst of all time, but no, we'll just fucking dick suck him for no reason, because he had a fucking U.S. title reign where he buried the whole roster and put over literally no one, but he's somehow great, and he got carried in all those matches.
That's kind of like the worst part about it, is like, okay, you go back to all those matches, like, the thing with it is, and that's something I do wonder, is how is he good? He buried Rusev, and everyone loves Rusev, so I don't know why people are He's never been able to get traction ever since.
And then Owens.
Then Kevin Owens. But people would say Kevin Owens, because the thing with Kevin Owens is like, but Kevin, he lost to Kevin. Then he came back and he won against Kevin Owens 2-0.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, look at that year. I always remember the 2014, 2015 like period with Cena. I mean, this guy was on a burying, like, rampage. Wyatt, Rusev, like, I mean, how many times did he beat Rollins on pay-per-view? But he lost to him at SummerSlam where Jon Stewart interfered. Not clean.
It's just one of those bullshit things, but that's getting off topic for another day.
I could go on and on about Cena, like, my God.
We'll definitely do an episode maybe next week with John Cena, or covering like a certain eras. I think that would be a good idea for the next episode.
Yeah.
Number 5, we have the Ultimate Warrior versus Goldust. I never saw this match.
Okay. I remember, I haven't seen the match itself, but I remember there was like Goldust where like, I think Warrior fucking, I think we've heard the Warrior was kind of like a homophobe and shit. Have you heard about that?
No, but it wouldn't surprise me given the kind of guy that he was.
And Goldust, of course, he was always acting like so gay and everything. So Warrior and Goldust are in the ring, and Warrior goes up to like Goldust and he's like, whatever you're into, I don't give a shit, or some shit. And he actually said shit on TV.
How
and then he
edgy?
clotheslines him.
My.
Oh, yeah, it really was edgy back in, like, fucking... What was this? Fucking, like, 1996 or so? 96. Yeah, this was, like, the fucking garbage era of wrestling before the Attitude Era.
Yeah, like, this is when we had Men on a Mission, Mabel winning the King of the Ring and shit. Like
Techno Team 2000.
Techno Team. Man Mountain Rock. Max Moon, the list goes. Repo Man.
Yeah, and people need to remember, that's what fucking Vince McMahon wants. That's like why he loves this PG era so much, and that's why he loved like Cena and all that, because they're all, I don't know what his fascination with gimmicks like this is.
Me neither. It's just when people bring up the fact, and this is a harsh thing to say, it's like, do I want Vince McMahon to die? No, I don't wish anybody death, but it's like, he won't resign unless he dies, so the company will be better off when Vince McMahon dies. Just give everything to Triple H. He actually knows what he's fucking doing for a change.
Yeah.
Like, okay, for example, Vince McMahon's in charge of 205 Live, and it's literally the most boring hour. Or, unlike what WWE said, the most must-see hour on TV, even though it's on the network and not on TV, but that's besides the point. But the most must-see hour, no, I watched one episode pre-Enzo Phoenix Real One era during his title reign.
Oh.
And by the way, next episode, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk about that Enzo Amore rap. You don't worry
It's
yourself.
beautiful.
It made me cry because he rose like a phoenix, man. He back.
As if this fucking jobber couldn't be any more cringe. He comes out with some shit like this.
No, like you said though, in the comments was like, "This is lit. What a lit track," and they were serious.
Oh yeah, this is lit. He's the new Tupac, and he was ripping off fucking Tupac in the fucking music video, driving like he's in California Love, and he's got the tattoo. Because if there's one thing Enzo's fucking bitch ass isn't, it's a thug.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself, but he fancies himself such a fucking thug too. But,
he fucks the most white trash of bitches. He's such a thug.
I mean, let's talk about that Paramina fucking girl. And I remember the dude that Enzo is innocent. I remember this dude on his fucking video. I watched it, and he had this freaking sex scar on his fucking face, this sore, and he was wearing this really gay looking Sailor Moon shirt. And first and foremost, folks, one thing that you'll probably know about me is that it pains me to say that about Sailor Moon, since that's my favorite work of fiction ever. So if you ever hear me say anything like that, duly remember that Sailor Moon is my favorite fucking thing ever. But this
it's a great show.
Oh yeah, I mean Austin's a connoisseur. He's seen it all, folks. He really
Oh
has.
yeah.
But also, why don't you remind the folks at home how godly God Piece is and how
we could do a whole podcast about One Piece, but I'll say right now, One Piece is the greatest fucking work in humans' history. Okay.
I can't.
And Eiichiro Oda is a fucking god among men. And any fucking jobber that I see on Twitter that has some shit to say Doflamingo is a bad villain, any fiction they want to spew out of their fucking mouth, y'all can go fucking fuck yourself.
I think that's good.
How about that fucking generic fucking show you ever watch? I understand you little fucking dweebs have never seen a show, an actual TV show like Sopranos or Game of Thrones or fucking One Piece or any of these great shows or Ghost in the Shell. So you don't understand what real writing is. So your little fucking childish mind has to watch these little garbage shows and enjoy it. But yeah, there's actual real shows there.
It's true. There is shows to.
And I sympathize with you a little bit, though. I will say that I understand your mind hasn't been exposed to much else. So I do sympathize.
Pretty much the same year. But we'll do a podcast on how great God Piece is later on. But to kind of wrap it off, Goldust versus the Ultimate Warrior, fucking trash match, and don't waste 8 minutes.
He's got to see in the GIF they've got of Warrior. It's him smoking a cigar.
Yep.
It's like a fucking pelvic thrust. Have you seen it?
I did. I was watching it the entire time, and I'll post it for the people at home, too. Next up, we have the most controversial rating of this, and this is the whole reason why inspired me to do this. Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3 earned a -4 stars, and folks, this is the most rage-inducing rating I've ever seen, because whoever gave this rating, Dave Meltzer, must actually be autistic. Okay? He's not taking into account literally anything but in-ring work with this. He literally thought, okay, there's many people that have called this the greatest match of all time. It's true. There's so many people that call it that. So, in his mind, he was like, holy shit, this is the best. But then he saw these two guys kind of lumbering around, all ending with a slam. And then he thought, this is trash, overrated trash! And, he decided he would angrily make his frickin' post about this. And he's not taking into consideration the fact of how much Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan did for wrestling business. This was the main event of now the second biggest WrestleMania, because 32 outdid the attendance, apparently. Which I actually have a hard time believing, but
well, they lied on both of the attendances. Like what they say, 93,000 for 3. I think it was like 78,000, and I think 32's was like 80,000, and they said it was 101. They always exaggerate the Mania like attendances.
They do. Just to have like the people in the crowd go, woo!
Yeah, and shoot off a bunch of fireworks. And whenever they did like 24, they had Kim Kardashian come out for some reason and announce it.
I think Kim Kardashian was wobbling out because she was still recovering from that Ray J dick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if y'all ever seen that Kim Kardashian sex tape, it's literally just Ray J kind of like doing anal on her, and she's like, "Oh baby,
Yo, this your boy Ray J, and when you jerking off to this, I want you to just go hard, homie."
He actually fucking says that. He does.
Yeah.
Like he actually like puts the gun like when you're joking off, and he actually like jerks his hand off, and I'm like, no, I don't want to jerk off to Ray J. That's the last thing I want to fucking do is, and hell. There's a lot of bitches hotter than Kim K, so I don't know why you're fapping to Kim K.
Yeah, and she was a lot hotter back then than she is now.
That's the thing. So it's like, okay, you have her in her prime, but even then, she's still kind of like, okay, I guess she's okay. But
Yeah.
Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan is one of the most influential matches of all time. When you think about the build-up to this match, it had so much drama. Andre the Giant, like, oh, he could kill people. Because this is before kayfabe had been broken, ladies and gentlemen. And kayfabe, for those who are unaware, kayfabe is basically when wrestling was fake. But people thought it was real. Now, like, it was outed due to that incident at Madison Square Garden with the Clique, and they all hugged. One of the most iconic wrestling moments ever.
God, man, you know what one of the latest breaking of kayfabes that fucking pissed me off was?
What?
Stephanie, I think it was Stephanie McMahon, put on her Instagram. It was like this picture at some WWE like party event or some shit, and they just had a match with Ronda Rousey at Mania, and it's literally like Triple H and Stephanie standing in a group with Ronda Rousey.
Well, at Days End, we all know that Ronda Rousey is their girl. Everyone fucking
Oh
knows
yeah.
that. But also, what Austin and I are going to be doing is after every single pay-per-view, we will run off a podcast immediately following every pay-per-view and give our thoughts on said pay-per-view and
Give them pay-per-view reviews.
then pay-per-view. We're not
Like the Bruce Blitz, like the JD from New York.
Yeah, we're going to be exactly like them. We're going to be like that black dude that you keep sending pictures of in a chat, like, where he's, like, kind of looking away, and then he just kind of stares. It's like this meme set you have. I don't know who that is directly, but, we're gonna be like them now, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mad Genius. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I was thinking for a second, I was like, which one are you talking about? Because I've seen multiple of those.
It's true, but now you know which one I'm talking about. It's the one that always comes in twos.
Yeah, I always have to put the back-to-back ones.
Yeah.
Hogan and Andre, this is like fucking arguably the biggest match ever in wrestling, and it's so iconic. Like, I can't believe that he would give it -4 stars. Really, it's not just some fucking technical match. It's not supposed to be. It was the story. It was the people wanting Hogan to win. Andre was fucking undefeated.
Yeah, no, it's true. There was a lot of story, lots of drama, lots of tension that was building up, and now you had Bobby the Brain Heenan managing them. And anybody that was managed by Bobby the Brain
The
Heenan
classic
was like,
commentary.
yeah, and you had freaking Gorilla Monsoon, Jesse the Body, you had them all fucking there. It was wonderful. It like, everything just worked out. It, like, worked perfectly, and it created...
Who could ever forget whenever he slams him and he's like, he slammed him.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest moments of all time. It's what made wrestling, it's like the standout, most iconic moment in all of professional wrestling. Like, when you think about, like, iconic moments, you'll have, like, nowadays you'll think, oh, it was John Cena versus AJ Styles at Royal Rumble. Bitch, are you high? No, when I think of iconic moments...
Oh, God, that's another... I could get started on that.
We'll talk about those in the John Cena episode. But when I think of iconic moments, the first two things that comes in the general eyes, the minds, would be Hogan slamming Andre and Mick Foley falling off Hell in a Cell. Those are unarguably the two most iconic scenes I've ever seen in wrestling. Don't debate me on this. So just for that one moment alone, it's worthy of 5 stars for literally making wrestling everything it is. This match inspired...
This match is wrestling.
This match is literally just professional wrestling. The pageantry, the action. It just synonymizes everything. And for the people that give it -4 stars, y'all just didn't get it. Y'all don't really know what...
Or either they do get it, and they're just obsessed with these fucking indie flippy matches.
Which, that's Dave Meltzer for you, let's be honest. Because
yeah.
I literally, like, on Twitter, I saw this gif of, like, this Kushida versus Will Ospreay match. I kind of forget what it is, but it was a New Japan shit for, like, the junior lightweights or heavyweights. And, like, Dave Meltzer gave this match 5 stars. And it was literally just Will Ospreay fucking flipping for, like... 20 minutes, and that was sort of that. There was no drama, there was no story, and I remember I even showed my grandmother this match, and she was just literally, there's no, like, wrestling to this at all. It's just
yeah, there's no drama, there's no storyline, there's no reason to care. It's just like, I saw somebody said it was like, in a video one time, he said it's like going to the circus and watching acrobats. It means nothing.
No, that's really what it is. It just kind of boils down to no drama, like, no hard-hitting action. It's just, I'm watching a guy do a 630 splash reverse and then, like, doing a fucking cartwheel. These aren't moves.
I mean, it's impressive to see, but I don't really understand the appeal of it. You just go on fucking YouTube and watch some guys backflip and shit.
You could do the exact same thing. It's like, of course, with Will Ospreay, first and foremost, I will say I respect your athletic ability. I think he is a talent. It goes for, like, Ricochet, you know, your matches in the right environment, they're very entertaining when you get the right people to work with. But it's just the fact of the matter is, it's like these guys, these Will Ospreays, these Ricochets, they're not going to be Hogan. Even if they can do more flips, they're not going to be as good as Hulk Hogan was. And that's another podcast episode right there, is kind of describing why Hulk Hogan is one of the greatest ever.
Yeah. Talk about all these people that hate on Hogan. Y'all just seriously don't understand wrestling at all.
No, I was that way too. Like, when I was younger, I thought, bro, AJ Styles can do this. Like, hell, the Hurricane's a better wrestler than Hulk Hogan. That's, like, literally what I thought. But then, believe it or not, it was when I watched Sailor Moon that I started to kind of understand what professional wrestling was. What an odd thing to do. These girls weren't the fucking most powerful. They weren't the most flashy, but it was the storylines. It was what they did with their limited movesets. It was just a whole culmination of things, and I thought that really projected well to old-style wrestling. And it was then that I really realized what old wrestling was. So, anybody that's doing this, anybody that gives this match a rating like this, you just don't understand, or you understand and you're trying to be alternative, like Christina V having cats with no fur, and dating Nate Wants to Battle with earlobe gauges things.
I got the ear gauges.
Jeff Hardy.
That's what I want. That's what I want, bro. I want some fucking just holes in my ears.
Alright, we're gonna run through. Time for third, the Bushwhackers versus the Fabulous Rougeaus.
Okay, I've never watched this, but the fact that the Bushwhackers are involved by default makes it like negative 5,000 stars.
It kinda does. They're like the fucking worst tag team ever.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I haven't seen this match or the one I'm actually gonna reference, but they have a match at forget what the event was called. I think it was in like 1999. It was like Legends of Wrestling or something.
I know exactly.
It was and it's considered like the worst wrestling show ever.
It was the one
and
where,
the Bushwhackers.
It was I would say this. It was the one where Jake the Snake Roberts cut the promo where it's like, if you deal 21, I'll deal 22.
He came out all drunk and shit.
Yeah, that one. Put up a clip, I'll get the name out so people at home understand what we're talking about.
Yeah. The fucking Bushwhackers had a tag match on that show, I believe with the Iron Sheik and I think someone else, and it's like the worst fucking tag match of all time.
So, it doesn't surprise me, and here we are just a few years earlier. It's not like the Bushwhackers would have been out of prime that much. So it's sort of like, what happened? And it's like, what happened? It's more or less, why were these guys so popular? All they did was come down the ring, fucking, I'm doing the motions, y'all can't see it, but like, acting like Mr. Roboto or some shit. Like,
and lick each other's heads.
I don't get it. But the Rougeos were actually a decent tag team, so I'm very upset that they had to be a part of something that got -4 stars, because these guys actually had good work ethics. They were pretty technically sound at the time, so seeing them on a list of like top 10 worst matches doesn't sit right with me, but y'all know it is what it is, and it's the Bushwhackers.
It is the Bushwhackers.
So, no matter what, no matter how good the Rougeos were prior to this, it's just going to be a shit fest of a match.
Yeah. Bro, I got some shit to say about this next one.
I will say this. Apparently, at one point in the match, Jesse Ventura says, "I have yet to see a wrestling hold or a wrestling move in this match." And that is basically the first half of the match. Is like literally just the fucking Bushwhackers walking around, acting like retards. So, and this happened at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Never forget.
This was at a WrestleMania fucking event. Jesus.
Alright, in the final... Okay, these are the two final matches that we have for you.
Tied for first.
The Junkyard Dog versus Moondog Spot with -5 stars.
Okay, this was 45-second match. And on the GIF of the match, they show it. He goes for a splash, and then the fucking Junkyard Dog starts doing, I don't know if he's doing like dog motions or something, and he does like dog headbutts to him on the fucking mat. And then he just does another headbutt and pins him, and he himself counts the 3 count.
I'm looking at this. What the fuck? And he goes for the headbutt. There he goes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, apparently that fucking counts. That is the most bizarre shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's pretty worthy of -5 stars. Like, what even is this with these headbutts?
I want to know why there's no referee.
I have many questions about it. One, why is there even a crowd in front of this? That's the biggest thing. I feel bad for them. But y'all know the crowd. There's like this one guy in the GIF. He stands up like, yeah! Jump dog!
The guy in the front row, yeah.
He just saw the best fucking shit ever, apparently. No, this was literally an abomination to watch. I've seen 8-year-olds in trampoline matches on YouTube.
Bro, you can look up, like, backyard garage matches that are better than this.
Y'all could log up, okay, I'm gonna actually pull up our Discord for 1 second here. There was a match that we saw earlier today, and yeah, there's...
Oh, yeah,
Rockin' Rebel versus Matt Creed.
The guy who apparently just killed his wife and himself because he wants to be the new Chris Benoit.
Yeah, go watch that because it's better, even if Rockin' Rebel showed his ass for like 20 solid seconds before he realized that his ass was showing. And he decided to
if you type in Rockin' Rebel, it'll probably come up.
It's just... I don't want to like waste our viewers with such a horrifying sight because quite frankly they kind of don't deserve to see something that terrible. But if you're curious, I won't stop you. But that match, actually, I can show the entire match on repeat during this entire frickin' thing on a GIF. But
seriously.
Y'all just keep kind of fucking seeing it, I guess.
And that match is somehow better than Junkyard Dog versus Moondog Spot.
Now we have Mr. T versus Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 2, and one thing that I will say...
Another WrestleMania match.
It's kind of ironic how these early WrestleManias were just infested with garbage. Like, I've noticed that WrestleManias were pretty terrible. I'm kind of surprised
Yeah, the early ones.
Want to know what I'm shocked to see, and what I would have replaced is this. This is a pretty okay list, all in all. I kind of agree with everything except for the Hogan and Andre. I would have replaced Hogan and Andre with Giant Gonzalez and Undertaker. That's what I have personally done.
Yes, awful.
But which is like the Undertaker's worst WrestleMania match of all time. Giant Gonzalez couldn't even like tie his own boots. The Undertaker had to do
from Mania 9, the fucking worst Mania ever.
I mean, the main event had Hulk Hogan versus Yokozuna.
Other than that, that was amazing.
Yeah, because Hogan needs to... Actually, nowadays, Hogan just needs to come back. And what needs to happen is we need to either have Hogan beat Brocky Lesnar at SummerSlam after pinning the big dog on Raw, putting the big dog down, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Or we need to have Brocky bestow the title to Drew McIntyre, or Drew Godentire, as I will refer to him as. Or
that would be a preferred method.
Or Brock, he could just go over to SmackDown because, oh, he's fucking Brock. He can do whatever the fuck he
Yeah.
wants because he's God. And then he could go and give it to Almas, the 5-star match god Almas. Because
Yes.
Almas is worthy of the Universal Championship, so there's that. But here we have the boxing match.
Mr. T. And, okay, this is like, I don't even know. It's like the most dumb-looking boxing match you'll ever see. This is notoriously awful. And then Roddy Piper decides, oh, no, we're not going to box. He just pushes the ref down and body slams him. And that's the end of this classic WrestleMania bout.
You want to know the weird thing is, with WrestleMania 2, this is pretty widespread knowledge, but for the viewers that don't know, who are just kind of getting into professional wrestling, WrestleMania 2 had a very weird gimmick where it was broadcasted in 3 separate cities. And each city got like 2 or 3 matches. Remember Raw 25, how it was inside like a certain arena and then it was inside the Manhattan Center? Well,
oh, bro, that's a good question. Which is worse, Mania 2 or Raw 25?
Oh, I would say maybe Mania 2, just because at the start of Raw 25 we got Stone Cold giving the stunner to
yeah, that's
Vince.
true.
So just like seeing Stone Cold automatically makes it better, but trust me, the fact that the main event was the Club versus the Revival, that probably says a lot for your Raw 25. Never forget it. And not to mention, that match was a complete squash too, so... Ugh.
Yeah, that was like where the Revival just died.
Yeah, the Revival hasn't been able to get a step up either. And, you know, okay, for the people like, they're good wrestlers. Okay, yeah, they're good wrestlers, but I honestly don't want to see them very much. Like, I get that.
No, I have no interest.
I have no interest. It's like, I get the fact that they're talented workers. I wish them the best, but I just don't think WWE is the place for them. They could go to Japan. I think that's the better place for them. They could do a lot better there. Ring of Honor, too. Go to Ring of Honor. I think that place would do really well with them, too. So, they should go to those places, but I just don't think it's going to happen for them in WWE. But Roddy Piper versus Mr. T was the main event.
They look
so
tired.
They do. They really do. Are you referring to Mr. T and Piper or the Revival?
Yeah, they look really fucking tired in the boxing match. Like there's like nothing behind the punches at all.
No, it's just like they took turns like taking NyQuil or something. I don't know. But
Piper's like stumbling around.
It's pretty abysmal. It's just pretty abysmal. But
I don't know. This might still be better than some of the Brawl for All matches, though.
Perhaps. I don't know. But this is pretty equal. I'd say this is pretty on point with the Brawl for All. But Dr. Death was in the Brawl for All. And I mean, Bart Gunn, what a legend. That led to one of the greatest WrestleMania moments of all time where Bart Gunn got his clock cleaned by Butterbean in 15 seconds.
Yeah, that was his reward. That's his reward for winning a bunch of real fights against the rest of the roster. Just go get knocked out. And apparently the funny thing is, in the backstage area, they actually thought there was a chance he was going to win that match.
Holy fuck. Oh,
yes, let's put this guy who beat a bunch of non-boxers against a professional boxer. He's totally got a chance of winning.
He might be tough for a wrestler, but he's not a fucking boxer, let alone a Butterbean boxer. One punch from Butterbean, he'd be fucking dead.
Yeah, this fucking big-ass guy.
It's just not fair. But, that'll pretty much do it for this week.
Also, one other thing about that boxing match.
Okay.
That was also at WrestleMania.
It was WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, WrestleMania 15. So... boxing and WrestleMania do not go together. Hopefully we don't see any more boxing in the foreseeable future. But I hope not. What I hope is, we do get to see Kane Tombstone Pile drive Pete Rose the one last time. That would be real welcome.
Right after he does it to the bunny again.
Yeah. Very welcome. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, this will end off this week's episode. Us and I will catch you later next week with a topic that we'll think about, or whether or not I'll post a poll on Twitter, and you can kind of vote for what you would want to see then. I hope that y'all really enjoyed it, and this is the SailorDodo, signing off. Do you have any end quote you want to say every week, or...?
I'll say... I'll maybe think of like a different one every week, but this one I'll say, this is the beast. Watching One Piece.
In I'm signing off. Bye-bye!